Big Three regular season, and it's been highlight after highlight after highlight. So let's break down the best of the best with our 10 Trilogy plays of the year. Number 10, Joe Johnson crosses Kentel Woods. Let's kick this off with some action from week 3. Here's Joe Johnson, here's Kentel Woods, and here's what happens next.
Fade away. Fade away. I've seen it too many times, Joe.
Number 9. Jamario Moon's one-handed slam.
Nice pass.
Oh, good cut by Jamario Moon.
On to week 4, Jamario Moon is clear for takeoff as he moonwalks to the rim off the dish from Pargo.
Jack for the win.
Number 8.
Got it!
Jarrett Jack's 4-ball Wednesday.
4-point shot from the captain.
Practice makes perfect as Jarrett Jack gets the shooter's roll off the hill and wins the game from deep for the Trilogy.
That wasn't just a desperation shot. You had it all planned.
No. I've been working on the 4-point shot since we've been here. It's a pretty deep shot. You got to bend your knees, get your arms into it. And, you know, when you're in position, man, why play with them?
Number 7. Joe Johnson's nasty reverse layups.
To the rim, up and under, beautiful! ISO Joe, and the triplets are within 3. Those little things, when Joe Johnson's getting going, are critical.
Yeah.
George Gervin or Joe Johnson? A stroke of genius as ISO Joe flips to the other side of the rim with the finger roll. Number 6. Leandro Barbosa calls game. The Brazilian blur was quick to put Brandon Rush on skates and seal the dub for the Ball Hogs.
Game winner, Leandro Barbosa and the Ball Hogs.
Number 5. Perry Jones hits 4-point dagger. Perry Jones caught Bivouac sleeping and pulls a 4-ball to give the enemies their first win of the season.
Oh, no. For 4! And they give away the game! Oh, Perry Jones!
Number 4. The Hessian slam from Josh Smith. Some more from this game. Josh Smith takes Isaiah Austin to school and tries to break the rim at the same damn time.
Josh Smith had an open 3, thought about it, hesitates, drives. Oh! And brings the hammer!
Number 3. Jay Rich goes baseline. These teams got into it shortly after this, and in hindsight, you have to think that this had something to do with it.
Richardson. Oh! From the baseline, Jay Rich!
Number 2. Franklin Sessions, a.k.a. Frank Nitty Yams. Sessions took off to outer space. But oddly enough, he didn't invite the alien.
Brandon Rush, good block by Charlo. Nitty! Oh! He just caught a body! My goodness!
And your Trilogy play of the year, number 1. Joe Johnson's dagger of the decade. You knew it was coming. Week 2, Joe Johnson.
ISO Joe knocks it down! Another Joe Johnson game winner!
What up? It's your boy DJ Scratch. I partnered up with Trillin versus to find their next resident DJ. The winner will receive a salary of $1 million. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You get to travel the world, you get to DJ in front of millions of people, and you become the Trillin ambassador. Don't get no better than that. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? You ready? You ready? You ready? You ready?
You're watching Big Three on Triller and Fight.
And with the 3rd pick, Power selects Dusan, Bulut.
Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT has arrived to the Big Three. Introducing the league's newest superstar, Dusan Bulut, widely considered the greatest 3-on-3 hooper on the planet. Seriously, look it up. The dude's a legend, and he just returned from Tokyo, where he led Serbia to a bronze medal at the Olympics, to join Royce White and the Power as they hunt for a playoff spot. So, how was Tokyo?
It was amazing and surreal moment for me. It was a great experience and a great honor representing the country in a way you're supposed to do.
The bigger question, how did a kid from Serbia grow up to become the best 3-on-3 player on earth? He credits the streets.
Basically, 3-on-3 basketball is mass recreation in Serbia. So there is no child that never played basketball 3-on-3 in Serbia. Usually we play in the streets just 3-on-3. We don't play 5-on-5. When I was a teenager, I used to play 3-on-3 tournaments to earn pocket money during the summertime, and in the winter time I just continue playing 5-on-5. But immediately when I had a chance to be a professional 3-on-3 player, I grabbed it. I never looked back.
Bulut made his Big 3 debut in Week 4, where he put up 9 points on the killer threes. But Dusan's just getting warmed up, and for this guy, the sky's the limit. Welcome to the league.
I'm in Dallas, and I live here for over 40 years. It's got to be a drip check right here in the AAC. I'm trying to outdo Mobley and Steven Jackson with my kicks. And where do you see my jacket? Well, the shoes match my purse. Hopefully not a lot of players in the league have matching shoes and purse, except for maybe me and Lisa. But I got to rep the Big 3 on CBS. I'll have a red jacket on. My son TJ will be here. I got to represent for the family.
We got up with Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. Let's talk about how he stays in such good shape in his 50s. This is Fitness at 52.
Oh man, I do a lot of praying, man. I do a lot of fasting. I try to watch what I eat. Try not to eat late. I do a lot of training. Get a lot of rest, and I try to stay away from negative stress. So all of those are combinations that's worked for me.
How does it feel being in the paint with the young boys? I saw you and Jarrett going out, but you was holding your own.
Man, I love it. I'm still, even though I'm 52, I'm still in a place in my life, man. I love to compete. I'm in shape. And I'm always joking with those guys, if I give you buckets at 52, just imagine if I was 20-something. So trying to keep an edge, but man, I'm enjoying every step of the way.
You are watching the Big 3 Triller pregame show on Triller and Fight TV.
We got to do a drip check. A drip check. Drip greatness. Drip check. Man.
You are watching Drip Check on Triller.
It's your boy Mo Triller here with the Drip Check with Triller. I got my white tank top on. Got a little bit of drip, man. Got my little bling on. I'm a man of faith, man, so I gotta keep my cross, man. I rock my fanny pack, my Jordan fanny pack. With the Jordan tights, man, the Jordan out, the Jordan 1, you know what I'm saying? Dripping. We dripping out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Something on cheap, but we out here dripping out.
Three games down, 3 left in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Week 5 in the Big 3 rolls on from the Cream City. Inside Fiserv Forum, home of the defending NBA champions. And now game 4 of our 6-game slate. It's Trilogy and the Ball Hogs. And welcome back. I'm Ed Cohen. Look who arrived via chopper, the grand entrance. He's with us the next 3 games. Avery Johnson. This should be a lot of fun.
This should be a lot of fun, especially with the Ball Hogs. They've lost their last 2 games. Leandro Barbosa has been one of the best newcomers to the league, Big 3 this year. And then on the other side, Isaiah Briscoe, especially without Jarrett Jack tonight, he's going to have to step up for Trilogy.
Well, it's game number 4, and yes, The marathon continues from Milwaukee. After this one, it's going to be Lisa Leslie and the triplets against the three-headed monsters. And to close it all out, the aliens and the enemies. Avery, you mentioned Isaiah Briscoe for Trilogy. He's been a real bright spot this year in the Big Three. They'll need him big time here today.
Yeah, he's been a significant addition for the Trilogy. You know, a slasher to the basket, former McDonald's All-American. I coached against this kid when he was at Kentucky. He couldn't shoot the ball like that from the outside. We knew he could drive the ball to the basket. But then again, defensively, he is the guy that never gives up on the play. So really solid addition for Trilogy.
Avery said Jarrett Jack unavailable for this one here today in Milwaukee. So this is the group. Steven Jackson will have 4 players at his disposal here in Week 5 against the Ball Hogs. Now, this Ball Hogs team, last year they won their only game the final week of the regular season. It's been a major turnaround here in 2021, and the biggest reason why, Leandro Barbosa, he has taken the league by storm.
Yeah, the Brazilian blur. He's been a blur this season. He scored over 20 points, 20 or more points in all of his games this year. He's brought all of that 14 years of NBA experience. You know, he's averaging 20 points. He's, 4 assists a game. He can beat you in a lot of different ways. And he's just fun to watch. He's been a major addition to the Big Three. And that's what I love about the Big Three. Guys like Leandro Barbosa, they can really jumpstart their second career playing here in the Big Three.
38-year-old veteran of 14 NBA seasons, the star for Rick Barry in his 4th year, the Hall of Famer in 1987, and Rick Barry, his 4th year leading the Ball Hogs. And on the other side, Steven Jackson. Go back 2 years ago, was leading the Killer Threes to the title game, and now his 1st year as coach of Trilogy. Let's take a look at the rules, the key ones in the Big Three. First to 50 wins. We'll get to the break at halftime. First to 25. There's no game clock. Free throws, 2-point shot from the foul line for 3 from the top of the arc and from one of the 4-point circles if you're fouled shooting from distance. And yes, certainly unique to the Big Three, the 4-point shot. Let's do it.
So I guess we can call Lisa Leslie maybe Roger Clemens, since it's also baseball season, but you guys have brought in Mariano.
Yes.
Okay, let's close.
3 outs, not 3 innings.
Right.
3 games for this guy. Now Briscoe, Avery, we talked about him, immediately fouled and gets a 2-point shot for Trilogy. How imperative is it for Briscoe against Barbosa, especially when you don't have a guy like Jarrett Jack?
It's very imperative because when you're playing against an outstanding scorer, you always talk about defensive scouting reports. Well, one of the best things you can do to slow him down is attack him when he's on defense.
Late whistle, appeared to be a weak side block, but instead a foul. And Barbosa is selling it and waiting at the foul lines for a 2-point shot.
And it's hard when a right-handed player is so effective going left, and Barbosa wants to get left 90% of the times on his drive, and it's hard to kind of recompute your brain to adjust.
Well, he's the Brazilian blur for a reason. Tie game at 2. Trilogy in black, Briscoe, Amir Johnson, James White. Johnson pick and roll to perfection on the feed from Briscoe. It's 4-2 Trilogy.
Those passes are what we call pocket passes. You get kind of a half zone and you throw that ball right in the pocket. Nice roll by Johnson.
Briscoe with the step on Meeks. Amir Johnson has all day. Barbosa cleared it, but a bullet at Meeks. And a little shaken up, but Jody Meeks just fine.
Yeah. You get a chance to go to that offensive glass like James White, especially if you got a smaller player on you. You got to try to punish him on that glass.
White, good feet out of the double, work it around to Briscoe. James White, offensive board. Ball Hogs defend Barbosa, Jody Meeks, and Big Will McDonald. Briscoe, lefty runner. Meeks clears it. Barbosa to McDonald. Avery, he snuck in there for 2.
Yeah, and that's why Barbosa leads the league, the Big Three in assists. He just makes the right plays. He takes good care of the ball. That's what you call really good court vision.
guess the concern here is, number one, did they clear the ball, and did McDonald clear the lane entirely as well? Let's take a look. They cleared it, but hard to see about McDonald.
I don't think McDonald cleared the lane. That's what I love about replay in this situation. It just gives so much credibility and trust between referees and fans, because fans just want them to get it right.
One more look. This is what they're reviewing. And no doubt they cleared the ball, but McDonald was camped in a pretty nice spot. There it is.
No basket. Clearing violation on McDonald. He's got to clear the lane.
I always appreciate getting the official word to pass on to you, watching your Triller and Fight from the officials.
And I love that we keep the mics open when referees come over to talk to us, so all of our fans on Triller and Fight TV can hear it.
We can count on them too. I mean, it's open mic. You trust those guys. Here's Briscoe over McDonald's. Well, McDonald's gathers the board. Barbosa with room to miss the three.
Nice box out by Briscoe.
Nice look to the cutter. Easy flush. Amir Johnson.
It's just really impressive how Briscoe's matured as a basketball player since I've been watching him for years, even dating back to the AAU circuit.
Barbosa, Avery hits the three. So defensive-minded start, Trilogy 6, Ball Hogs 5. Barbosa has scored at least 20 every single week. Briscoe, the blow-by and the finish to Meeks for a ride on the baseline.
And it's always a debate, especially at 3-on-3, you know, where does the help come from? Because, you know, the Ball Hogs are going to have a hard time if Briscoe and on the other side, if both teams are going to have a hard time. You know, this game's probably going to be 50-49 at the end, 51-49 rather. Got to win by 2.
Briscoe drains it. So you have Briscoe starting to get going for Trilogy. Meanwhile, Barbosa with all 7 thus far for the Ball Hogs. Waiting at the 4-point circle. James White staying with him. Barbosa takes him off the dribble. Lost the handle. And it was knocked out by White with 1 to shoot.
Yeah, nice little short pass here. Big man in the right place at the right time.
They say off Barbosa, so Trilogy with it. James White. And now Johnson circling on McDonald's. Hangs off the mark. Don't think it hit the rim.
No,
or did it?
It chipped the rim a little bit.
There you go. I like that. Barbosa, short shot won't go. McDonald, offensive board, held up. That's a good foul by Amir Johnson.
See, and it also shows kind of the difference in coaches. In our last game, Charles Oakley was upset when the killer threes were in a 4-0 hole. He called an early timeout because he didn't like the defense. So, you know, it's a little surprising right now. Coach Barry didn't call a timeout early. He's allowing his team to play through it, and now they're only down by 1 point.
Rick has showed an amazing sense of patience here in Week 5. Briscoe follows his own miss, saw it all the way. Against McDonald, peels off and scores. Isaiah Briscoe sneaking inside.
But it's just that strength. When you look at his body, you know, he's built like a fullback. So when you're underneath the basket in this situation and you're going against a bigger guy, you have to gain on him, create space, and score.
Don't forget to enter the Big 3. Bring the Fire promotion, where you'll have a chance to win weekly cash prizes and a trip to the Big 3 Championship down in the Bahamas. Scan the QR code now or text 500 to 75303 to sign up for texts and enter. Hey, Leandro Barbosa, representing Brazil in London and in Rio de Janeiro. The second Olympic appearance in his home country. Barbosa with John Spider Sally.
So we got you here playing 3-on-3. You were in the Olympics. Does this compare?
Yes, it is. It's a totally different basketball. There's more physicality. And, I mean, I grew up playing this, you know, so for me it's kind of fun. And I'm so happy to be here with the Big Three. And I can't explain, you know, with the awards, how much fun I've been having. So it's an honor.
Yeah, you're getting 22 points a game, so you're putting it in the basket. How many? I think you should get about 25 right now.
I'm going to try.
All right, that's good luck from me to you. All right, back to you, fellas.
All right, John, Avery, you look at Leandro Barbosa. I mean, he's taken so much pride in representing the Ball Hogs in the Big Three. He was a player, mentor, coach for Golden State this past year. He admitted in May there was a good chance, as Meeks hits the three, there was a good chance that Barbosa almost signed a 10-day contract with the Warriors this past season.
And that's just a credit to how good shape he's in. His conditioning, he never really gets out of shape. He looks good. Even when you see him working out the players for the Warriors before the game, and they're playing one-on-one, you're trying to figure out who's the coach and who's the player.
How about this guy, the blow-by? Missed the runner, but he was fouled. If that shot went down, would have been a major highlight. Barbosa bumped by Briscoe.
You almost got it to go. You know, in that situation when you're off balance, you try to put a little English on the ball to make it spin in once it touches the backboard, but he was unsuccessful, but he made the right move.
Quintel Woods in for Trilogy for Amir Johnson. By the way, second foul on Briscoe. If you pick up 3 in the first half, you must sit the rest of the half, and Trilogy's down to 4 players without Jarrett Jack.
Yeah, and on his next possession, when the Ball Hogs are on offense, they have to make a concerted effort to attack Briscoe to try to get that 3rd foul.
Tied up at 14. 4th of 6 games today. Briscoe, the scoop up with the left, and good. Makes it look easy.
He just plays so well through contact, and just the physicality of what Barbosa talked about in the Big Three, I think is tailor-made for Briscoe.
How about Barbosa? Really strong start for the Ball Hogs.
Too many uncontested drives.
Briscoe fouled by Meeks, nearly an and-one. Briscoe heading to the line for a 2-point shot.
So in this situation, Briscoe was the next defender. He should be saying, push him left. Your help is left. There's no help going right in that situation. So just communication, loud communication, because you can talk. You know, sometimes players not in the Big Three, but in other leagues, they almost need to text each other because they don't talk.
Interesting. The communication. Here's Barbosa circling, has Woods on him on the switch. McDonald's, that pass. Woods there to put it in, and they call the foul, negating an open scoring chance for Woods. And Steven Jackson just pleading his case. Let's see if he decides to bring the fire.
Yeah, no, he's not going to bring it right now. Steven Jackson's got a young-looking assistant, a young man sitting right next to him. He was just as fired up about that call as Steven Jackson.
Barbosa popped out. Briscoe with the step, slicing, reverse. Missed the rim, and Spencer Hogs alertly puts it in.
Briscoe's he's going to be a little bit more careful, Eric, because he carried the ball, got away with it twice.
Just saw the top assistant in the Big Three as Woods missed. Will McDonald's, remember Briscoe with 2 fouls. Pause. Woods reaching, was a bit off balance, and Quintel Woods with the foul for Trilogy.
And Hawes in that situation, if they didn't get a foul, it would have been basically his fault. He should have taken that wide open 3. You can't pass up, you know, really excellent shots for poor shots.
Offensive foul here on Will McDonald on the screen. Oh, they're going to give it to Briscoe, Avery, and that's his 3rd, so he must sit here the rest of the first half.
Action Jackson, Steven Jackson is not happy with that call. Yeah. So now he's losing You know, his best player. He's got to go a lot bigger now. He really doesn't have a true ball handler in the game. Tough break for Trilogy.
It also puts Trilogy in the penalty, so McDonald's gets the 2-point shot, and Steven Jackson is going to bring the fire. Number one, you prevent McDonald's here at the line, and I believe if Briscoe comes back out, he can save that foul.
But he's got to get a stop without fouling.
Correct. Taco Bell, time to bring the fire. Let's take a look at the rules, Avery. You can challenge a shooting foul. Or a common foul if you're in the bonus.
Briscoe is probably outweighed by, what, 80 pounds right now with McDonald? So we'll see if he can get a stop against the big fella.
6'3" Briscoe, 6'11" McDonald's. Enters the arc just in time. Briscoe fighting him off. 2 to shoot. McDonald's denied. No basket, no foul. How about Briscoe?
And that was an excellent bring the fire. All Steven Jackson. He said, I have confidence in Briscoe. You can guard somebody that's 6'10", 270 pounds, and you're going to win that fight.
Steven Jackson just confirming, hey, wipe out the team foul, wipe out the third foul, and you keep your guard in there.
That's bring the fire for you.
They just said, that's bring the fire for you, and they're right.
Yeah. That's why I love the change this year. You know, the big three, we're just so creative. Ice Cube and his team. And you saw the interest from the fans. Yeah. They were really excited.
Just confirming, indeed, Briscoe with only 2 fouls. Avery, there is a real group of diehard Big Three fans, and they love the new additions each year, whether it's the players, the rules. Briscoe, stripped by Barbosa, got it back. Can't finish, but the foul. Briscoe, Avery just keeps on coming, has great control with his dribble, and now going to the line.
Yeah, and if Barbosa was a little wiser in that situation, you know, maybe he would have not flopped, but would have taken that foul, taken an offensive charge, gotten a charge.
We're laughing because Rick Barry came to hit the red button to bring the fire and banged it about 10 times. Lighting up the Fiserv Forum. Here we go. Bring the fire, presented by Taco Bell, Briscoe, and Barbosa.
Nice matchup here.
Blows by the Brazilian Blur. Briscoe, count the bucket.
And seeing the situation, unlike when McDonald was in that situation, Briscoe is going to go to his go-to move. That's the move that he feels 95% of the time. If I get left, I can finish.
Barbosa with the answer. Off the dribble for 3.
Oh yeah, we got a fight here right now.
Hawks 21, Trilogy 18. Good game in the 4th of 6 on the day in Milwaukee.
You got to go trap Briscoe in that situation. You can't allow him to back down Barbosa with no help.
Barbosa reaching, called for the foul. As Hogs just launched the ball airborne. And Briscoe, again, without Jarrett Jack, could see in Chicago in a couple of days. That's the 2nd foul on Barbosa.
And this is going to be a game of stamina and fortitude because Briscoe and Barbosa, they're expending a ton of energy right now. So who's going to be there in the end?
Are you available?
No. No, I'm not. Miss Cassandra would not. She would not like that.
Barbosa missed off the Hawes screen, kept it alive. 1-point lead for the Ball Hogs. McDonald's one-on-one. James White saying he hooked him. Now both coaches have used their bring the fire in the first half. You get 1 per half.
You remember last year when we had our friend Amari Stoudemire, that's now an assistant coach in the NBA. That's one of Stoudemire's old moves, the old hook and scoop move.
This guy may be getting a glimpse of it. Oh, McDonald. Give him the 2 points. Avery Ball Hogs 2-2. Losers of their last 2 games, including a close one in Dallas against the Ghost Ballers. Before that's Power. Trilogy 3-1. Barbosa finally free.
Now, Briscoe got away with one there. He went under the pick and rolls consecutive times against Barbosa. Barbosa's not going to miss that shot consistently. It's like target practice. And now guys going after this 50-50 ball. Look at Hogs. You're going to tell me Hogs doesn't want to win this game? They've lost 2 in a row. It means something to these guys.
White the crossover. Woods open. Quintel Woods off the mark. There's Hawes. Spencer Hawes, 10-year NBA veteran. Barbosa, the form has not changed, but it works, and we're at the break with the Ball Hogs leading by 6.
That's what I'm talking about. You cannot disrespect Leandro Barbosa from behind the three-point line. That's not a really good closeout. He's going to make that shot 8 out of 10 times.
17 of the 26 for the Ball Hogs from the Brazilian Blur. Halftime of Game 4 in Milwaukee. Got a good one. Trilogy trailing the Ball Hogs on Triller and Fight TV. Follow Big 3 Basketball all across social media on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Triller, and YouTube. Game 4 of 6 in Milwaukee. It's been exciting. The Ball Hogs leading Trilogy 26-20. Ed Cohen back with the little general of the Big 3, Avery Johnson. Leandro Barbosa has been terrific for the Ball Hogs, but Isaiah Briscoe, without Jarrett Jack, doing a really solid job thus far for Trilogy.
Yeah, Isaiah Briscoe, just so impressed with how he plays at different speeds. You know, inside, out. Sometimes he uses power. Here he uses the power on the drive to get by Meeks. Pick and roll. Nice little crossover dribble, mid-range game. Just hesitation, using the opposite hand. Just really just love Briscoe's game and his tempo right now.
John Sally and Isaiah Briscoe. Spider.
Okay, so I'm sitting here, and I just, you know, I had to ask you, were you a McDonald American?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't know that, you know, Avery said it. But right now, you're going to the basket really strong, going behind picks. Now, you know he's a three-point shooter.
Yeah, Stack said let him shoot a couple, so now he's hitting them. Defense will be different in the second half.
What's that mean? That means you're going to run through pick?
The defense will be different second half. That's all I got to say.
See? Stack even got him all secretive. Good luck second half.
All right, guys. I think John enjoys the weekly chats.
Player and score. He was the best player on the Bad Boys team. You know, John likes to have a little fun.
Fib is a really classy way to say it. That was really the nice touch.
He's going to be looking for me after.
He's Avery Johnson. John Spider Sally on the sideline. I'm Ed Cohen. Game 4 of 6 here in Milwaukee with the Ball Hogs leading 26-20. And Spencer Hawes drilling the two-point shot. So right now for Trilogy, they're in black. You have Briscoe, Amir Johnson, James White. And Briscoe just crushed as Barbosa went over the screen. And that's on the Brazilian Blur out there for the Ball Hogs with McDonald and Hawes.
And, you know, normally Coach Rick Barry, he loves to substitute quickly just to get guys in and out for a rest. But, you know, 4 players today. And you, Leandro Barbosa, you've lost 2 games. He's probably got to go the entire way. I don't think he can really sub him out of the game tonight.
Now Brian Scalabrine unavailable, the captain. Here's James White. 2-point shots there. James White in his 4th year with Trilogy, only player left from that 2017 title team was the Big Three Defensive Player of the Year that season. Barbosa walking the tightrope, and Briscoe bumped him and commits the foul. And up off the bench comes Steven Jackson again.
Thought that was a bump from Hogs, you know, kind of hip checking the defender. And they've gotten close several times with that little hip check.
Hogs missing back-to-back threes. Officials confer.
This league, the Big Three, it's not for crybabies.
No.
Because I can almost feel the physicality in my body when those guys are going up for rebounds, and there's so much contact.
Nice pass. White wasn't there. Keep in mind, they're going to play again Saturday in Chicago. 2 games in 3 days. A really big test late in the regular season. Hogs, quick shot. Around and in. Spencer Hogs around the world ×2.
And most of these guys, they're not going to be affected by the quick turnaround, because if you play the NBA, you know, you play 4 games in 5 nights. You used to this type of a schedule. You used to the Milwaukee, Chicago road trip, and that's what we basically have now.
Spoken from a guy who did the rodeo road trip. Played in Seattle. That had to be really long trips for you.
Yeah, some of those flights from Seattle to Miami felt like you were going to London.
You know, it's an unbelievable footnote as Hogs misses, and Briscoe on the attack. Nice finish from Isaiah Briscoe. Trilogy back within 6. The Miami Heat, in their expansion year, were in the Western Conference. That had to be crazy.
It was.
Barbosa sizing up Briscoe. Out of a double, McDonald wide open, pops but can't connect.
And that's what I would do if I'm Trilogy. And you can hear Steven Jackson when Barbosa has the ball. He's saying, pack it in, force those other guys, you know, like McDonald and Hogs, Spencer Hogs, to make an outside shot. You got to just basically, quote unquote, pick your poison. What are you willing to live with defensively, whether you win or lose?
So White gets 2-point shot. Hogs to the bench, and Will McDonald back in for the Ball Hogs. You're looking at Barbosa and Meeks, and then Will McDonald. James White, slowly but surely, has really given a solid performance since the break here for Trilogy.
And they have the size advantage. They should win the rebound game, get some easy baskets.
Long 2, rebound White.
But now in this situation, White, you should try to post up Meeks, just what he's doing.
Draws the contact.
But, you know, isn't all levels of basketball, you got to try to keep yourself under control and your composure with your footwork when you're backing a guy in, because had he dribbled one more time, he could have gotten to the basket.
All right. Rick Barry is bringing the fire again here in Milwaukee.
And that time, the bring the fire button worked the first time.
Taco Bell, bring the fire. James White against Jody Meeks. It's worth noting, players cannot signal and challenge and bring the fire. Only the coaches can do it, and the players can obviously help decide that. White, Meeks deflects it, and Jody Meeks stepping up. That's a really good stop.
Good challenge. Looked like White initially traveled there, so he got away with a travel. But good defense by Meeks, playing defense without fouling. And just look at the passion, the emotion. He's fired up about playing defense. A guy that's a shooter is fired up about playing defense.
Meeks working the 2-man game with Barbosa. It's going the other way. McDonald on the screen. It's an offensive foul on the Ball Hogs.
But if you go back to Briscoe's comment at halftime, he said, you know, in those pick and roll situations, he's going to fight through it.
Timeout. Steven Jackson here for Trilogy, trailing the Ball Hogs by 4. The Ball Hogs What a turnaround this season with some new personnel under Rick Barry. Coming into this game 2-2. Barbosa, the biggest reason why. #1 in the league in assists entering this game. And second in the league in scoring. Under this guy, Rick Barry, the 6-time All-NBA selection. And Avery, the champion with the Warriors way back. The first one before the dynasty, 1975.
Yeah, and spent some time with his son, Brent Barry, at Game 1 and Game 2 of the finals in Phoenix when I was working for, CBS Sports HQ. And just a basketball family, right? They've had a tremendous amount of success. And when you have that type of success, and then it transfers to your kids,
Huge.
Man, what an amazing family.
Well, he could score. He was an all-time great. He also fouled out of 2 All-Star games. That's hard to do. It speaks to the competitive nature of Rick Barry.
Yeah, very competitive, fiery guy. Will we call Rick Barry the John McEnroe of basketball a little bit?
You can't be serious. Out of the timeout, Briscoe weaving, fall away over Meeks, got it. Isaiah Briscoe, he's been locked in. He's got 16 now.
And I'm with Coach Rick Barry. Guys that can't shoot free throws, why wouldn't they try to underhanded free throw?
Well, Barbosa there with the scoop on the move. It's not a free throw. He shot 89% for his career, Rick Barry, from the foul line. Briscoe, pull up over Meeks. Barbosa clears it. Barbosa, Meeks, and McDonald's compared to White, Briscoe, and Amir Johnson. Briscoe, Banker's not there.
It just seems like Trilogy's defense, yeah, Barbosa's made a basket or two, but it just seems like their defense is much more focused in the second half.
Amir Johnson got a 2-point shot. It's been within 4, maybe 6 points this entire second half. Neither team giving up much. It's that point in the regular season, halfway through, and now week 5, and you're starting to really see the fight from both teams.
Yeah, and especially recognizing situations. In this situation, Trilogy shouldn't take any bad shots. Ball Hogs have 5 team fouls.
Yes.
So use that to your advantage.
2-point shot of Amir Johnson. 32-30, Ball Hogs with the 2-point lead.
We were joking about this early on, but I think this game is, unless something drastically changes with Barbosa and Isaiah.
Nice pass. McDonald missed the runner.
This game should come down to the last possession.
James White cans the 3. All of a sudden, Trilogy has stormed back an 11-2 run to take the lead.
It's all about the cycles of a game. If you're in your up cycle and you're playing well, how do you maintain it? If you're in your down cycle, how do you overcome adversity to try to change that cycle around?
Trilogy hanging tough. White the spin, missed it. Johnson right to the basket to clean up and score.
That's just as good as a basic pass and assist.
Briscoe, it's going to be quite a battle to 50 points between those two, Briscoe and Barbosa, and the foul on the guard for Trilogy.
Yeah, and the key with this run with Trilogy is not just the scoring, but also the defense from Amir Johnson. He's playing some of the best help side defense when he's not involved of any guy on this court. Now he's got to play one-on-one defense. They really don't want to help against McDonald.
McDonald with the bucket and the foul. His jersey was pulled. He was being hugged. They let just about everything go, and McDonald scores through it.
Yeah, McDonald made him pay. But in this situation, you have to overplay that left shoulder. There's no way in the world he should be able to get from the left box facing to the right box facing. You got to overplay that left shoulder.
Another chance for the Ball Hogs. Push shot, Barbosa. 21 now. 5 games this year, he has scored at least 20.
What did he tell John Sally at the half when John asked him about scoring 25 points? He was like, yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
No problem. Briscoe almost just hanging off the side of the rim. Meeks got him. And Briscoe to the line now for a 2-point shot. That's the 6th team foul on the Ball Hogs. And listen, free throw shooting's important at every level. They certainly know that in this building at Fiserv Forum, given what Giannis Antetokounmpo did in Game 6. It's going to be imperative now. Woods cleans it up and scores for Trilogy. And a stoppage now. 1-point game. Got a good one in Milwaukee. This one's up for grabs between Trilogy and the Ball Hogs. Ball Hogs riding another strong performance from Leandro Barbosa.
Yeah, one of the best pick and roll players left in the game. Just knows how to shoot behind the pick and roll, shift gears. He knows how to impact the guy that's guarding him on the ball. That was a mistake right there on Briscoe's part. You know, he's got 4-point shot range, so you gotta guard him all the way out to the 4-point line.
It's been the matchup that we've watched here tonight. Briscoe with 16 for Trilogy, and Barbosa leading the way with 21 of the 36 for the Ball Hogs.
We said those two guys, Briscoe and Barbosa, were going to be the key to this game for both teams.
Ted Cohen, Avery Johnson, John Sally, our entire crew on Triller and Fight from Milwaukee. Jody Meeks, that won't go. Briscoe clears it. Briscoe with Quintel Woods and Amir Johnson. Briscoe leans in, gets it back. 2 misses. Barbosa
nice
behind the back. McDonald with the finish.
The Brazilian blur, again, going to the basket. That's why he's leading the league in assists. He just makes the right plays. And that's something you really don't teach in basketball camps. It's just an instinctive play.
And just knowing, too, if the shot doesn't hit the rim, you keep it alive. Got a chance to go right up. The steal for Meeks. Took it from Woods, who's down. The finish from Meeks, and oh boy, Woods, you hate to see that.
Yeah, he looked like he twisted his knee in that situation. Just came off and, you know, went down. Looked like he got off balance for a minute. Hopefully he'll be okay, but looked like he's in excruciating pain right now.
Let's take another look.
Yeah, he looked like he tried to plant on that foot because he wanted to spin. So I don't know if his knee or his lower leg, he stepped on somebody's foot, his ankle.
Woods back on his feet, but clearly having a lot of trouble with that knee, and they'll help him off. I wish Quintel Woods all the best.
Yeah.
Veteran of 4 NBA seasons, former Ball Hog, and now a Trilogy.
But now a bigger problem for Trilogy. You know, they're down to 3 players.
Jarrett Jack's unavailable for this one. So you're looking at White, Briscoe, and Amir Johnson right now in a close ball game. Thinking of Quintel Woods. Briscoe, step around, flicks it up and in with a ton of English.
I'm just wondering what's going on with the Ball Hogs defense. There's no way in the world that Isaiah Briscoe is going to score consistently on these possessions. You got to force another guy to score. Whether it's Amir Johnson was shooting in the left, standing in the left box corner, you got to make him score. But look at his daredevil type of a pass by Barbosa to McDonald. A no look behind the back pass.
By the way, that was his first assist of the game. League leader in assists coming in, saved it for a good time as McDonald, with both teams in the penalty, hits the 2-point shot. Again, first to 50 wins, have to win by 2. Ball Hogs 42, Trilogy 39. Another behind the back. That's saved by Meeks. Pull up 3. Jody Meeks strokes it And the Ball Hogs are 5 points away.
It looked like he was about 1.5 steps inside the 4-point shot. You don't want to take long 4-pointers or long 3-pointers that end up as 2s.
Much better. Briscoe flying in. Gives him 20.
But Briscoe, if you really want to impress me, dunk that. Dunk it.
It's the big 3.
Yeah,
Bring some style.
He was above the rim.
Barbosa to Meeks. To the corner. Drills the 3. Jody Meeks playing keep away and making a point game for the Ball Hogs.
Nice shot, fade. Slide step to the left, bucket.
Briscoe, blocking foul. Get a 2-point shot on the foul of Barbosa. Ice Cube, courtside in Milwaukee. Avery, after this game, he'll perform live for the fans here at Fiserv Forum.
Yay. I'm glad we got a front row seat. We got expensive tickets for that concert.
Big time. But to see him courtside every week, Big 3 in Chicago on Saturday. This was his vision with Jeff Plotnitz. Here it is, season 4. Meeks, look what I found, puts it in. Ball Hogs win it. But wait, Steven Jackson, shooting foul, is hitting the button, wants to challenge this and bring the fire.
No, it's game over.
That's the game. Went for the red button, but could not challenge in that circumstance, and Trilogy falling by 7 points.
Yep, good try by Trilogy, but you know, picked up a loose ball game. Nice comeback victory for the Ball Hogs after losing 2 in a row.
So the Ball Hogs, 3-2, matching Trilogy. Triplets, they're up next, trying to stay unbeaten. Ghost Ballers winning the opener today. They're 4-1, and you're looking at a logjam after 5 weeks with a number of teams each with 3 wins, and the three-headed monsters playing next.
It's going to be a skirmish to go to the Bahamas.
Indeed.